It's the last day of what has been a really long European summer. Trust me, it has been rigorous, passionate, tough, difficult, challenging, deflating, invigorating. Every possible emotion we have experienced over the last 70 days. We've broken news, we've done interviews, we've put out features, we've celebrated athletes, we've gotten angry, we've felt disappointed, we felt, oh, why this should happen? Every possible emotion. I left India on the 15th of May, to come to the UK. We knew that the Indian team would travel. The Indian team would travel for the Women's World Cup. Ahead of that was the bilateral series against England. We knew that the men's team would travel in June. We knew that the FIFA World Cup would be on in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. We knew that after the cricket was over, the Glasgow Commonwealth Games would take over. The planning actually started a year and a half earlier. We had made our bookings a year and a half back. I remember sitting down with the travel team and making the bookings for Glasgow. Sharmishta and I traveled to Glasgow to even do a recce. Are we staying around the city centre area? Do we have the venues in close proximity? Where I'm shooting this show on Ingram Street, how far is the SEC or the Scotstoun Stadium from here on? Can we man all of the venues? While in Oxford, we travelled to different parts of the UK to ensure that our accommodation, our planning, our logistics, everything was in order for the Women's World Cup. Trisha travelled around with the team from Chelmsford to Bristol, from Bristol to Taunton, from Taunton to Cardiff, where the team played its warm-up matches, so much so that even the ICC people were a little taken aback seeing an Indian journalist at a warm-up. They said, "Are you serious?" And there was one journalist across, trust me, one. Are we serious? We damn are. We are. And thereafter, when the team moved into Birmingham, around the 10th of June, Snehashish had joined us by then. His first UK tour, first tour beyond Dubai. And by the way, the war was at its peak. So we were a little concerned about Snehashish coming. He managed it well. And then Trisha, Snehashish, and I brought you the best possible coverage from England for the Women's World Cup. We were there in Birmingham when the team beat Pakistan. We were there in Leeds when the team beat the Netherlands. We were there when Prema Rawat joined the team for her first practice session. We were there when Shriyanka Patil got injured. And thereafter we were there for the heartbreak in Manchester when Radha Yadav dropped those catches and unfortunately India wasn't able to hold up. We were also there at Lord's when that heartbreak happened and the campaign came to an end. We were there because sport is about the good and the bad, more the bad. Does that mean that we will give up on the team? Absolutely not. Does that mean that we will not ask the hard questions? Absolutely not. We will. That's our job. That's our calling. While the Women's World Cup was on, our team in the United States, Dulal De, Abhijit Deshmukh, both of them were covering the World Cup with rigor. With rigor. We brought you on-ground reports, be it Leo Messi's practice, be it the Canadian leg of the World Cup where Abhijit was. Again, maximum on-ground reportage from the FIFA World Cup. And then, around the 25th, 26th of June, as the Indian men's team traveled to the United Kingdom. So did Rohit Juglan and Amit Shah. So the team was divided. Snehashish and Trisha continued with the women's stories. Rohit Juglan and Amit Shah took over the men's cricket stuff. We were there in Ireland as well, by the way, to document Vaibhav Suryavanshí's debut. And then we travelled, rather Rohit and Amit travelled to England for each of the 5 T20s and then the 3 ODIs. We were there to document Rohit Sharma, the craze about Rohit Sharma, the controversy over Rohit Sharma, the rumours over Rohit Sharma. We had a chance to meet him, to encourage him, to support him, and then obviously to document his Lord's 100, which was magical. And as the Lord's one day ended, as the ODI ended on the 19th, as the FIFA World Cup ended on the 19th with the Spanish winning that trophy, beating Argentina, our job did not end. While multiple other reporters went back to India from England, who were there to document the men's cricket, while some others who were there in the US went back home after the FIFA World Cup, we flew Rohan directly to England to get onto the train from London Euston on the 20th of July to travel to Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games. A lot of Indian athletes actually came in on the 21st, some on the 22nd. We were here in Glasgow from the 20th. We did our recce. We went to the SEC, we went to the Caledonian University to take our accreds, we went to Scotstoun, and we went to different parts of the world, of this city, to understand what they had done to get ready for the Commonwealth Games. And then on the 23rd, with the opening ceremony, in fact, even before the opening ceremony, we were there at the SEC for the lawn bowls. Putul Sonwal, Ruparani Tirki, Pinky Singh, they won their games at that SEC lawn bowls arena. And thereafter, in the evening, was the opening ceremony at the Hydro. From the 24th onwards, the medal quest began. Will India do well? Can India do well? With the curtailed games, is it even possible? We at Revsportz divided between the 3 of us the coverage. So if Rohan was going to Scotstoun, Trisha would go to judo, and I would go to weightlifting or boxing. We would divide. There was a day when one of us was at lawn bowls, one of us was at judo, one of us was at boxing. There were days when Trisha and Rohan went to Scotstoun and came back at 1 a.m. in the morning, while I was manning weightlifting and boxing. So we ensured that our coverage was holistic, our coverage was complete. We were not armchair experts. We were not sitting in the studio and giving yarn. We were not sitting in the studio and anchoring basis feed. No, we were out there with our athletes hand in hand to document the wins and the losses. You go ask the lawn bowl team, was the Revsportz team there every single day with Rupa, with Pinky, with Nayan Moni, with Dinesh, with Navneet and Putul? Check with Ravi Bengani and Anju Luthra and you will know what we are talking about. You go check with Martina Devi and Vijay Sharma, were we there? And you will know what we are talking about. When that young little Martina Devi broke down, we were there to support. We were there to support. When the boxers delighted all of us, we were there to document their story. Some of them even reached out to us saying, "Sir, photo भेजो." यार हम फोटोग्राफर नहीं थे, बट फिर भी जो फोटोज हम लोगों ने लिया था वो तो भेज ही दिया. उन्होंने कहा, "सर, हमारा भी स्टोरी करेंगे आप?" जरूर करेंगे भाई. आप लोगों ने मेडल जीता है, आप लोगों ने तिरंगा लहरा दिया है. The Paralympic stars even complimented us on our coverage. We documented the Paralympic story, the Commonwealth Games story with equal passion and equal verve. Now, when I talk about the on-ground coverage, I obviously compliment Trisha and Rohan. The 2 of them have been with me for the last 5 years. They're very, very close friends, colleagues, comrades. But I also have to talk about our back-end team. Our back-end team, the video editors, they work long shifts. The time difference doesn't make it easy. Events got over at 11 p.m. Glasgow, which means 3 a.m. in India. They were there. They were there to put out real-time coverage, be it Gulveer Singh's 5,000 or 10,000, or Neeraj Chopra's silver, and of course that Yashveer Singh throw of 85.41. They were there when Harjinder Kaur won that silver, or Lovepreet Singh won that silver. They were there. Our video team were there real time to do the edits, push the stories. Our junior reporters, and I don't want to name anyone here, they were there. They were there to churn out copies real time. Do you even know? Do you even know who Ashmita Dey was? How many of you knew? I learned from their stories, from their profiles. Even before the Sports Authority of India profiles would come and hit our inbox, our reporters had put them out. Our publishing team, they are not the celebrated ones. I am in front of camera. They are not. But credit to them. If they don't publish real time, if they don't celebrate our athletes, if they don't put out our stories, then it will not be out there for all of you to consume. Our written team, you've got to give credit to the seniors and the juniors. They were churning out copies, 15 to 16 to 20 copies a day on every possible medal win. Not easy, folks. Not easy. They were there at boxing, for example. That day, 10 medals. 10. There were judo medals. There was other medals. I mean, a possible lawn bowl medal, which eventually didn't happen with Dinesh and Navneet losing out in the tie-break. But we were ready. We were ready. Now, when you think about it, you've got to understand the rigor. You've got to understand the rigor. The admin. I mean, if I name Shormishta here, I'll look like a fool. But to keep everything together when I'm on tour, to keep the whole coverage together when I'm not there in India, it takes a lot, because this is no longer the Revsportz of 2021 or 2022 when there were 5-6 of us and trying to do whatever we want to do. This is a team of 50 plus people back home with the 3 of us here. So to name Shormishta would be a little naive, but credit where due. Absolutely. Most importantly, you know what? We did not neglect cricket. We kept going with our cricket coverage as well. Our women's cricket coverage has turned a new leaf, and all of you know it. But when it comes to multi-sport from Paris, multi-sport from Glasgow, multi-sport from Hangzhou, multi-sport from Birmingham, 2022 onwards, I think, and you call me pompous, I think Revsportz has won the coverage hands down. Hands down. In Birmingham, for the first time, an Indian media outlet landed up with 6 reporters. 6. I was serving a personal ban. The corporates in the country believed in us. The sponsors backed us. People backed us. We turned a new leaf. It was possible. In Hangzhou, our colleagues were there. Trisha and Rohan. Kanan, who's the media attaché here, joined us in Hangzhou as well. In Paris, each one of us landed up. Boy, we had a 6-member team in Paris, whether in Châteauroux for the shooting, whether in Paris for all the other events. So much so that a reporter from one media outlet told me, "Yaar, kya kare? Tum log to har jagah pahunch jaoge." Sir, पहुंचना तो पड़ेगा. अगर आपको इंडियन स्पोर्ट डॉक्यूमेंट करना है ना मल्टी स्पोर्ट्स इवेंट, आप घर में बैठ के तो कर नहीं सकते. आप एक स्टेडियम में बैठ के 10 इवेंट तो कवर नहीं कर सकते हो. आप बोलोगे रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ से आ रहा है? आ तो रहा है बॉस. इतना तो स्टूपिड हूँ नहीं कि यार इतना पैसा तो है नहीं कि घर का पैसा डाल के कर रहा हूँ. नहीं कर रहा हूँ. There are corporates, there are people who are backing. This is a different India. If people don't get sponsorship for multi-sport coverage, blame the marketing team. They don't know their job. If people are unable to market a Women's World Cup, blame the marketing team for they don't know their job. We do. And let me tell you this very clearly. While we spent a lot of money, we have also got significant backing from India's leading corporates. And I need to name some of them. Mr. Narendran and Sundararaman in Tata Steel. Come on, what do I say? Incredible amount of support. Be it Sanket, Arnab, Kaustubh, Shantanu and Grishma in Coca-Cola. Incredible amount of support. Be it Muthu and his team at Ola. Fabulous. Be it Sriram, Arpit and the others at Shapurji. Stellar. Absolutely stellar. Sagar, Murli, who joined us in London for the coverage. Wow, Momo, the support has been wow. I can keep going on and on and on. Whether it is 10 rupees or whether it is lakhs. Each one of our sponsors, from Lal Baba Rice and Partho Babu, to Food and Wellness and my friend Vinod, to each one of our sponsors, they mean a lot to me. A lot to me. And trust me when I say this. Our coverage has been incredible. For several other people who do not come to the fore, I have to name Uma Kanto, who does all her logistics and travel and everything. The thankless work. The wheel has to turn, right? The wheel has to turn. Trisha literally jumped up because of the car, and I was about to burst out into laughter. That's what Revsportz is all about, the laughter after the work. Now you might say, Boria is tom-tomming his own company. Of course I am. Of course I am. And I'm doing it deliberately. So don't tell me, I know what I'm doing. For the last 70 days, we've led this manic life. And trust me, as I speak, 2 people are already in Sri Lanka. Devashish Sen and Vaibhav Tripathi are waiting in Sri Lanka. As the Indian team lands, you will get coverage. You are seeing the lives of the 100. Snehashish, Trisha and Shaurjani. They're already there. You will see Rahul Giri in Netherlands and Belgium for the hockey. And not because the color of the jersey has been changed to saffron. Even before that, I had booked Rahul's travel. Okay? And as the test series starts in Sri Lanka, Shomik Chakraborty and Shubhan Chakraborty will also land. You know what? Every possible sport, from local football, ISL coverage, breaking news to travel. And then when it comes to the Asian Games, I know how important it is. You will see a whole team travel for the Asian Games and Para Games. When the women's team travels to South Africa and the Champions Trophy next year, you will see the team travel again. So the coverage is non-stop. The coverage is unending. The coverage is round the clock. The coverage is full of passion, and the coverage, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, is heartfelt. I think Revsportz has now become a go-to destination for many, and I will finish off with this. I've got personal thank you notes from Tejashwin Shankar, from Murli Sri Shankar, from the entire Paralympic team, from the lawn bowls team, from the weightlifting team, from the boxing team, from multiple cricketers. That's our reward. That's our reward. People come up to us and say, you have helped Indian sport. That's why we are there. And we will be there. Not armchair experts giving gyan on men's cricket and thinking they have transformed the world. Real on ground, getting our hands dirty, spending our own money and trying to make a difference. So folks, follow Revsportz. I am always told I never say like, share and subscribe. I am saying it. I am promoting it. Like, share and subscribe. Ring the notification button, not just for English, but also for Hindi and Bangla. For your best multi-sport coverage, this is your go-to destination. We put in a lot of hard work as we turn 5. And the plan is to launch a second conclave this year. The plan is to launch education this year. The plan is to launch many, many programs more this year. So keep watching the space. Revsportz is yours as much as mine. It is for Indian sport and always will be. Thank you very much.